guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Mindy and this is See Mindy Mom, and I thought I would just take this opportunity to chat with you guys a little bit about how I'm feeling and what I feel like the direction of this channel is going to be in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Let's all take a breath. Let's all just take a breath together. Am I right? So I've just been doing some thinking, and I just thought I'd pop on here and chat with you guys for a little bit about this and that, and maybe talk out some things that I've been thinking in my mind. First of all, thank you so much to the response I have had for my previous video about the Built Bars. I was very scared to put that out there. I just felt like it was important, and it had reached a point where this was basically my option moving forward to inform my viewers of what was happening. So most of the feedback I got from you guys was encouraging and positive, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate you allowing me to use it as a platform to express my concerns and my thoughts on that matter. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what kind of content I want to be making in the coming weeks. And I've gone back and forth a lot on it, you guys. On the one hand, I've wondered if I should just give it up completely or take a little bit of a hiatus for a while, because obviously there are some very serious, important things that we are facing, and I certainly don't want to come off as making light of anything. But on the other hand, I also feel like any kind of sense of routine or normalcy that we can keep is really important. And in trying to put out content, I would want to be helpful and kind as much as I possibly can. So I know I say this having just created probably the most controversial video that I've ever put up on my channel, but I really want to continue making some content, but I want it to be timely. I want it to be mindful of everything that's happening around us, and I want it to be, something that is entertaining and encouraging to you during this time. And perhaps, maintaining a presence by putting out some videos that people can watch that are helpful or entertaining or just encouraging, maybe that could be helpful as well. Whenever we are going through difficult seasons at the church, our pastor always encourages us to maintain a calm, non-anxious presence. And honestly, that's kind of the direction I'm leaning towards where my channel is concerned in the coming weeks, is maintaining a calm, non-anxious presence. I don't want to underplay what's going on or the seriousness of what is going on around us. I certainly want to be supportive of the decisions that our leaders are making and supportive of the decisions that we are all making on our own behalf and on behalf of others in our community. But at the same time, I want to be able to continue doing this and to be positive and to be encouraging and to just try to put out content, like I said, that's helpful, that is kind, and that hopefully gives, people some kind of encouragement or help, or at least something that maybe brightens their day or gives them something to think about. Sometimes having something to escape to during these times as well I know for myself, can be helpful. Just having some way to focus my energy on ways that I can be productive. If I'm not able to go out and leave the house, if I'm not able to take my kids to all the activities that I want to take them to, if I am trying to figure out how to navigate through my day, finding things that are productive or constructive or entertaining, that certainly can be helpful for me as a coping tool. That being said, I understand that some of the content on my channel probably needs to look a little different moving forward. For instance, I just filmed a weigh-in a few days ago because I went to a workshop last week and I filmed some weigh-in footage, and I was in the process of editing that, but I'm not sure that I'm going to finish that and post it because WW has announced that they are closing their studios and they're going to go to virtual meetings. And at the same time, I'm just not sure if focusing on the number on the scale or weight loss is really productive for me. And maybe there are some other people who are feeling that way as well. And I don't want people to feel like it's not okay to shift your priorities some. I certainly think that it is. And there are some of us who are going to be making decisions about what needs to be put on the back burner and what needs to come to the forefront of how we are coping with things moving forward. I also have been collecting footage for a fast food video, like a WW fast food or eating out video, friendly options when you're going out. And obviously that's probably not what I'm going to be releasing in the coming weeks, because a lot of us are probably going to feel like we shouldn't be getting out as much. We're going to be wanting to stay closer to home. So that's just another example of one that doesn't seem very timely to release right now. Some of the videos I'm thinking about making in the next several days and coming weeks are still very similar to what I would normally do. For instance, I've thought about doing some what's for dinner videos with just some really simple recipes that have very few ingredients and just very simple ingredients that would be easy to throw together without having to go hunt down a bunch of special stuff. You know, I thought about doing that because a lot of us might be limited as to how much we can get to the grocery store, or, you know, what's available there for us. And I also did think about continuing to do some what I eat in a day videos. I have to be honest with you guys. I feel like everybody needs to decide how they are going to cope. And perhaps I'm wrong for feeling this way, but sometimes coping and doing what it takes to get through the day is more important than sticking with really strict parameters or boundaries that we have set for ourselves. There have been seasons in my life where weight loss just really needed to go on the back burner because there was something else that was going to take all of my time and energy to focus on. And maybe I'm wrong for feeling that way, but I feel like people need to know what they're able to cope with and what their threshold is for stress. And if having a certain kind of meal, or, you know, letting go of counting the points because they need to make use of the stuff that they have on hand and just not worry about the points, that might be something that some people need to do in the coming weeks in order to be able to navigate the situation that we're all finding ourselves in. I have really been pondering that question for myself as well, as to what my focus is going to be, whether or not I'm going to try to maintain some parameters for my eating. And I have come to the conclusion that at least for now, I'm going to continue to try to maintain some semblance of routine. Where my food is concerned, I'm not gonna be overly strict. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably switching into maintenance mode. I was thinking about doing that anyway because of my half marathon training and exercising more and wanting to fuel my body appropriately. I'm not really gonna be concerned with losing weight at this point, but I also know from past experience that when I use food, especially food that does not make my body feel good, as a coping mechanism, too much over the course of a short amount of time, that I wind up feeling worse. When I was 25 pounds heavier, I felt very sluggish. It was harder for me to get out of bed in the morning. I didn't have as much energy. I was definitely a little bit more depressed. I mean, not clinically, but just my moods were always pretty poor. I would come home from work feeling exhausted, and it was sort of this vicious cycle because I would get through those feelings by eating certain things. So I have decided that I am going to try to continue to maintain at least some semblance of the routine that I've been in. You know, that doesn't mean that I won't have some indulgences from time to time. My kids are likely going to be home. It might be a fun afternoon activity to bake some cookies with them or make a cake or something to celebrate something special. My husband's and my anniversary is coming up in a few days, and we probably won't be going out to dinner. We already canceled our little trip that we were going to take in honor of it. So I understand that I'm going to have to kind of roll with the punches some, but at least for now, in the grand scheme of things, I do want to continue maintaining some of my routine and some of my boundaries that I've set for myself where eating is concerned, which is why I might still film some what I eat in a day videos, but being mindful and sensitive to the fact that not everybody is going to have everything available to them, and maybe trying to just keep things really simple and share with you the stuff that I am eating from the pantry, fridge, and freezer without having to go out and get anything special, so on and so forth. I have also been wanting to produce a video where I talk about YouTube and my journey on YouTube, how I started my channel, why I started my channel, even give you guys a little virtual tour of my studio creator dashboard, share with you what I make in a month as far as revenue goes, what my journey has been like building subscribers and viewership on my channel, just in case there's something that's helpful out there for another amateur like myself who's maybe been thinking about jumping in and starting a YouTube channel. It's probably a good time. Depending on what you do and where you are in life, this might be a time when you find that you have some time on your hands to do those things, since we probably won't be going out to a lot of events. I've had some requests for a video about running, and maybe that's a good one for me to talk about right now, because I know a lot of people, their gyms are closing and the classes that they attend for exercise are closing. And so I've had some requests to share the types of gear that I'm buying, how I got into running, how I chose a training plan, so on and so forth. As of now, I am still, getting out on my neighborhood streets and sidewalks and going for jogs. And I know a lot of people that are turning to that as a form of exercise. So maybe it's a good time to make a video about that. I also thought about a video maybe highlighting some purchases from Amazon that I've made recently or am making, things like puzzles and games that we enjoy, and different items that I find helpful with my family to help us kind of bust the boredom, you know what I mean? I've also picked up a lot of subscribers in the last couple of months, so I thought about a Q&A, and I thought about doing one with my husband where like you ask questions and my husband answers it, just as like a for fun kind of light, fluffy video that people can watch and enjoy. So like I said before, I certainly want to be sensitive to the situation that we all find ourselves in, and I have been pondering this for several days now, and I feel like at least at this time, this is the direction that I want to move. I want to keep making content, but obviously just use common sense about what might be helpful or encouraging to people at this time. And I'm open to ideas. If any of those ideas that I mentioned sound good to you, feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know. Or if you have other ideas for me about what you want to see on this channel. That's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much as always for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I get so much from you and from the comments that you leave for me, and I enjoy interacting with you in that way. So thank you, and I will be sure to check in again very soon.